Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some deeply concerning news that has flown somewhat under the radar, but its implications are massive. We're talking about Chernobyl, a name that still sends a shiver down the spine for many. Recent reports from the UN's nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, have confirmed that the protective shield over the destroyed Reactor 4 is no longer functioning as it should. Let's break down what happened. Back in February, a drone strike hit the Chernobyl site. Ukraine pointed the finger at Russia, while Moscow has denied any involvement, stating they don't target nuclear infrastructure. Regardless of who is responsible, the result is alarming. This strike caused significant damage to the new safe confinement structure, a massive steel arch that was completed in 2019. It also triggered a major fire. Now, why is this structure so important? To understand that, we need to quickly revisit the catastrophic event of April 26, 1986. That was the day Reactor 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, releasing an unprecedented amount of radioactive material into the atmosphere. The fallout spread across Europe, reaching as far as the United Kingdom. The immediate disaster claimed at least 28 lives, but the long-term human cost is incalculable, with thousands more succumbing to cancers linked to the radiation exposure. The area around the plant became a ghost town. A 20-mile exclusion zone was established, deemed uninhabitable for potentially thousands of years. But even outside this zone, an estimated 5 million people continue to live on contaminated land, facing ongoing health risks. Even though the last operational reactor at the plant was shut down in the year 2000, the legacy of 1986 remains entombed within the ruins of Reactor 4. After the disaster, a hastily built concrete structure, often called the sarcophagus, was erected over the destroyed reactor to contain the radioactive dust and debris. But this was always meant to be a temporary solution. It was aging, cracking, and at risk of collapse. So a monumental international effort was launched to build a more permanent, safer solution. This led to the creation of the new safe confinement. This isn't just a simple cover. It's one of the most ambitious engineering projects in human history. It's a gigantic arch-shaped structure, tall enough to house the Statue of Liberty and wide enough to span a football stadium. It was built nearby and then slid over the old, crumbling sarcophagus. It's cost over €2 billion. Its purpose: to safely confine the radioactive remnants of Reactor 4 for at least the next 100 years. It was designed to withstand extreme weather, earthquakes, and to allow for the eventual, careful dismantling of the destroyed reactor from within. The new safe confinement is the primary barrier preventing another release of radioactive particles into the environment. It is our main line of defense against the still highly radioactive core. So when the IAEA reports that this structure has been compromised, it's a serious cause for concern. According to the IAEA's status update from December 5th, their personnel recently conducted a safety assessment at the site. Their conclusion is stark. The protective structure has, and I'm quoting here, lost its primary safety functions, including the confinement capability. This means the very thing it was built to do, keep the radiation locked. The site is no longer guaranteed. Immediately after the February drone strike, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky did confirm damage to the shield, but stated at the time that radiation levels remain normal. And that's a crucial point. For now, there hasn't been a detectable spike in radiation in the surrounding areas. This suggests that while the outer confinement's integrity is compromised, the inner structures and the old sarcophagus are, for the moment, holding. But this is not a stable situation. We are essentially relying on a deteriorating 30-year-old concrete shell inside a damaged, state-of-the-art steel one. It's like having a cracked helmet and hoping the padding underneath is enough to protect you. The IAEA's report has put the international community on high alert. The loss of confinement capability means that if there were any internal events, a partial collapse of the old sarcophagus, which is still a very real risk, the release of radioactive dust could be far more significant than it would have been with the new shield fully intact. So, what's the plan? The IAEA mentioned that temporary repairs are being planned for 2026, 2 years from now. These temporary fixes are intended to stabilize the situation enough to allow for a more permanent restoration project down the line. But temporary repairs on a structure of this scale and complexity is a massive undertaking in itself, especially in a region still embroiled in conflict. The logistics, the safety of the workers, and the funding all present monumental challenges. This situation highlights the incredible vulnerability of nuclear sites in times of war. The Geneva Conventions have protocols to protect such facilities, but as we've seen, they are not always respected. It's an accident or a deliberate attack on a nuclear facility. Whether it's an active power plant or a legacy site like Chernobyl, carries risks that transcend borders and generations. The radioactive material inside Chernobyl doesn't care about politics or battle lines. It's a grim reminder that the Chernobyl disaster isn't just a historical event we read about in books. It's an ongoing threat that requires constant management and vigilance. The new safe confinement was a symbol of international cooperation, a testament to what we can achieve when we work together to solve a common problem. Seeing that symbol of safety compromised is a setback for everyone. The coming months and years will be critical. We'll need to watch closely to see how these planned repairs unfold. The world will be counting on the expertise of nuclear engineers and the political will of international bodies to navigate this delicate and dangerous situation. The stakes are simply too high to get this wrong. The ghost of Chernobyl is stirring, and it's a warning we cannot afford to ignore. This is a developing story, and we'll be sure to keep you updated as more information becomes available. The safety and security of Chernobyl are a global responsibility. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more in-depth reports like this one. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.